As always, on Wednesday, we talk about changing the page. That was kind of the message to the players, and everything we do, everything we talk about, our focus should be on the Buffalo Bills. Talking about the Bills, it starts with the quarterback. He's playing at an unbelievable level right now. He's doing a good job seeing the field. Has always been dangerous with both his legs and his arm. I would say, just from watching him, like the way he's seeing the field and going through his reads, and the ability to extend plays and turn the street ball is definitely a problem. It's going to take all of us on the field to try to slow him down first and foremost. And in saying that, Cook, they got some good backs as well. Cook, and they try to exploit, the backs on, the linebackers and even sometimes the safeties, but definitely a very explosive player. And obviously the receivers, even with the rookie, he's playing well for him. Big, fast, strong, could do a bunch of different things. Don't forget about Kincaid, who, especially after coming off last week, he's definitely going to be targeted in this game. And so we have to do a good job, whether we're talking about zone or man, limiting that connection between the quarterback. Defensively, to me, it starts up front. A couple good edge rushers in Rousseau and Epinesa, very good players. And then, to me, it really starts with Ed Oliver. I think I've been a fan since he was in college. Very disruptive player, and you can tell he's really coming to his own and makes this defense go. Good players in the back end as well. And then talking about special teams, look, these guys are physical in the special teams world, and they're just we got to match that physicality and go out there and win that battle. Fire away.
What's the biggest challenge of Josh Allen? What makes him maybe arguably different than any other quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, well, first I don't know how much he weighs, but I mean, this is a big human being here. So anytime a guy who, there are rules around obviously tackling quarterbacks, but he also can run you over, run around you, and also still maintain being a passer as he gets outside the pocket. And those are just the challenges that he puts on defenses.
Any plans with the open roster spot to fill that today?
Not today. I'm not gonna get into that, but not today though.
I think it was Nate Tice posted on Twitter that Keyshawn Boutte isn't finishing all his route splits from what he's seen. Have you seen an issue with that at all with Keyshawn this year?
I'm not going to talk about specific players. I think we all have to get better. For me, you talk about Boutte, it's get open and catch the ball. I mean, that's your job as a wide receiver. A receiver's in the title of your job description, and that's our expectation.
Jerod, there was a report from Diana receiving this weekend that said that you've been privately assured that the Crafts are going to give you the time and resources necessary to continue to grow into the job. Has that been communicated to you?
I'm not sure where that story came from. Look, I have multiple conversations on a daily basis with ownership, and they've always been supportive.
You've often talked about getting better in year two. Has that been assured to you that you have it?
No, again, for me this week, my focus is on this game, the Bills here today. Like things that happen at the end of the season, like I can't control those things, so it's all about the Bills.
I understand where you're coming from. I appreciate the answer, but there's obviously been a lot of speculation recently about your future.
Yeah.
By that answer, you don't necessarily squash the.
Well, I'm not trying to squash anything. I'm trying to let you know like where my focus is, and it's on the Bills. I understand the question. Thanks.
You mentioned Josh Allen's dual threat ability. Kyler Murray, obviously, another guy with a similar kind of skill set. How do you feel like you guys defended him in that respect?
Well, as far as keeping Kyler in the pocket, I would say overall it was a decent job. But these are two different beasts that you're talking about, the difference between Kyler Murray and Josh Allen. Kyler, definitely a quicker guy, can do a lot of different things with his legs. But Josh Allen, just overall, I would say is a stronger guy and one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Historically, the Patriots have had one of the best defenses, certainly when you played coached here, and that really hasn't been the case this year. If you had to boil it down, what is the reason for some of the play and decline?
Look, I don't want to get into, the players or anything like that. We just have to play better and execute better. That's what it comes down to.
Hey, Jerod, you said something Sunday that stuck with me. You said about accountability is about going out and correcting it, about action. Some of the players, to my thinking, are making the same mistakes. How do you create accountability with the players? Do you not play them? How do you create that accountability so that the mistakes don't happen again?
Yeah, I think you would always love to be able to a guy makes a mistake, you pull him to the sideline and go on from there. You would love to do those things. I would say we're not in that position right now. And look, I mean, I think each individual situation that you're talking about is different. A post-snap penalty versus a pre-snap penalty, at least in my mind, is different in how you handle those things. And so that's how I kind of go about it.
Jerod, how would would you say as the season's gone on, the players you feel have kind of responded to your coaching style? Because it's different than what it's been here the last.
It is different, and I would say, I think those guys, they go out there and they play hard every day. I mean, I'm not trying to offer a consolation prize because it comes down to wins and losses, which we haven't won many games this year. And I mean, that's no secret. I do think the guys go out every single day and practice hard and, try to squeeze as much as we can out of those guys to go out there and perform on Sunday.
Do you feel like the message is that you're trying to get across and like with the accountability and all that, do you feel like they're reaching the team in the way that you would want them to reach the team?
I do. I would also say, historically, no matter if you're playing high school, college, whatever, I would say it's also, you have a conversation with the captains, you have a conversation with the team, and, the captains have to disseminate that message, and, we're professional reminders. That's what we are.
Jerod, do you feel that the team, you and the team have established an identity yet, or is that still something that you're working to map out?
Yeah, I understand the question 100%. What I would say is we are what our record says we are at this point in time, and we just got to get better.
Jerod, where do you see the chief overlap, or similarities, I should say, between your quarterback and Josh Allen, the quarterback preparing for this weekend?
Well, one, was the MVP of the league, and the other is a rookie quarterback. I'm not trying to be smart. I'm just saying it's. I don't want to get into comparison and comparing those two players. Look, they both offer the ability to run and the ability to throw the ball down the field. And saying that, Josh being a veteran quarterback is a difficult challenge.
Coach, on James Conner's 53-yard run, you mentioned that there were a couple of defenders you would have expected to make the tackle that didn't. So I'm curious, when it comes to the safety and linebacker play, have they been meeting your expectations? And if not, where would you like to see those guys improve?
Yeah, they definitely have to improve. I would say all phases have to improve. Coaching has to improve. But, the expectation is always when you go into a game, you got to go out there and play with good fundamentals, and tackling falls in that bucket.
We saw some issues on the offensive line again this weekend. Do you envision any changes with the starting group this week?
We'll see how practice goes today. And again, we're always trying to put the best guys out there that give us the best opportunity to win.
Jerod, you mentioned, you kind of alluded to the running backs and passing game, tight ends for Buffalo's. They've been very productive of late, but there are other games where Allen will throw the ball to different receivers, a lot of targets, a lot of production, and part of the skill set there. What have you seen in his growth and kind of the evolution of their offense from when you first coached against him?
Yeah. For me, I always say, and I told the coaches this, I thought Josh Allen really took a huge step forward when he started taking the profit and being able just to take the check down. And that was the point, at least in my mind, when he became a very, very good quarterback in this league.
Jerod, going back a little bit, I know this is 3 years ago, but it felt like he started to get a real handle in 2021.
That's
You
right.
guys threw a ton at him. You faced him 3 times. What do you remember about spinning the dial almost as much as possible and him having answers?
Yeah, I mean, look, just kind of what I said earlier, it was more about him just taking the profit. Like early in his career, because he does have a big arm, he does have athletic ability to run around, he was always trying to make the big play. And I thought the evolution of Josh Allen was when he took the profit.
Jerod, when you took over the job, there was a lot of discussion about the word collaboration. As you've gone through this first year here, how have you gone about sort of asserting what it is that you want to do when you've kind of, for lack of a better term, had the hammer and made it very clear what you want?
To me, collaboration doesn't mean that everyone, has, equal vote. It's about just listening and trying to do what's best. And ultimately, that's on me to do what's best for the football team. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jerod.
Thank you.